Do you sometimes struggle with laziness? I wouldn't consider myself a person that's particularly lazy, but especially last week, so this week, I had some problems with it. I was kind of lazy, to be honest, and this wasn't an experience or sensation that I have very often. But I took the time to really think about it, where it came from, and yeah, I might came up with a solution for me. And if you are a person who struggles with laziness, this might help you as well. And I can also say this won't be like this standard advice, just be disciplined, or there's the fuck motivation, just be disciplined. This will be, yeah, a little bit more deeper, so I hope you will enjoy it. So first of all, I would start with some definitions, because I think these terms are a bit different. For example, in my opinion, not being or being lazy is a bit different than, for example, being undisciplined or unmotivated. So not having discipline or experiencing a lack of discipline is, in my opinion, when you know that you should do something and you also want to do something, but there's just this internal drive that holds you back, that prevents you from doing it, or at least makes it especially hard to do it. For example, if you are a person who wants to lose weight or who wants to shred down a bit, and then you know, okay, I probably have to eat better and I maybe have to go to the gym, and yeah, it of course can still be hard sometimes to do it, and yeah, then you either do it or you don't do it if you like experience this lack of discipline. So experiencing laziness is something that goes a little bit further, or one step further in my definition. So when you're lazy, you're not only experiencing like this lack of motivation, of this internal drive that holds you back, you also don't want to do something. So on the one hand, we have not being like disciplined. You want to do something, but there's this internal drive. On the other hand, we have laziness. You don't feel like doing something. There's this internal drive against you, and you don't want to do something. And then I also found like a German definition which said laziness is like a lack of expectable activity. So basically, when you even don't want to do the things that are so minimal effort that they basically can be expected from a human being. I would say, for example, like doing the dishes that you don't just put the table. Doing the dishes that you don't just like leave the plates on the table, or like taking a shower, or doing your bed in the morning. Okay, so what I found out last week when I observed myself, that a lazy action led to a lazy emotion, and this lazy emotion made it even more likely to indulge in more lazy actions. So this is basically like a downward spiral, and you develop like a negative momentum that works against you. Okay, for example, what would be a very lazy start in the day, or what would be a lazy action is like you're snoozing all the time on your alarm clock. Then you, the first thing you do is you start your day with watching some Netflix episodes, and after watching your Netflix episodes, you, for example, let's say you get up, you don't really feel like, okay, now I will eat healthy. No, you don't. You feel even more lazy, and you, yeah, maybe have like a cheat breakfast, if you can call it like that. So yes, and this was like my experience that I had, like that every little loss that I had in the fight with my laziness, that I got a little bit weaker mentally, and yeah, this made it a little bit more likely for me to lose even more in the fight against my laziness. So on the other side, when I thought about the days where I was really productive, because on this day I of course thought about the days, okay, what is different on the days when I'm productive, I also found out that it's also the other way around, like vice versa, that every little win that I have with my laziness, that I would feel even more motivated to do even more, and then I would accumulate win after win after win. So this is also like an upward spiral. For example, you do the right thing and you work. This makes you feel productive and makes you feel like doing even more work. Then you do more work, and then you feel even more productive, and then you do more work. Maybe you have experienced this yourself. And maybe you've also experienced something like when you don't wanted to do something, that you and you still did it, and you maybe just did, for example, did the first hour. You told yourself, okay, I will do it for 1 hour. like working on your business or maybe studying something. Just told yourself, okay, I will do it for 1 hour, and when you did it, the second hour usually never feels as bad. So at least I have experienced something like that, and yeah, this led to 2 learnings that I had after this day. And yes, the first learning is that the hardest part of doing everything is usually getting started. So because afterwards you're creating momentum. And the second learning is that the initial action can either destroy your whole day and make you lazy and unproductive, or it can set you up for success and for a very productive day. So yes, and this was like a realization that I had, and this so I told myself I will do the following action steps the coming week. Is that because I know that my initial action will either lead to a very productive day or lead to a very unproductive day, I will especially discipline myself to do the right steps in the morning, so early on in the day, and not like in the evening. So I won't tell myself, okay, and it's okay to relax a bit, I will do the work later. No, I will discipline myself to do the work earlier, and if I want to relax a bit, then I will allow it, or I will at least tell myself I will allow myself later, because it's more likely that I will then do work and do more work and do more work, because the little wins add up to more wins and to more motivation and to more willingness to work. Yes, so this is basically the tip that I can give you, is that if you are struggling in the morning, whether you want to do the right thing or the wrong thing, that you especially discipline yourself to do the right thing in the morning, and yeah, because then it's more likely to do more right things and to even feel more productive and to overcome this laziness. Yes, so this is the learning that I have. If you want to overcome laziness, don't try to overcome laziness when you already feel really lazy, because then that's when the laziness really has you and you have already lots of losses. But try to not let like laziness rise up to such a high level, and discipline yourself in the morning with your early actions. And yes, it was like a little realization that I had also, was that the importance of the morning routine that you do every morning. Because of course on these days where I was really lazy, I was not doing my morning routine, and I think it's easy to think, okay, the morning routine is kind of unnecessary, because you always feel kind of motivated or productive in the morning after your morning routine, and you forget that you just feel so motivated or so good in the morning because of your morning routine, because it's like a constant level of feeling good. It doesn't feel that good anymore, right? Because it's like always the same. There's this saying in Zen Buddhism that you need the positive and a negative emotion to even know what positive feels like. Yeah, that's happened to me. I forgot how positively the morning routine influenced my initial actions in the morning. And yeah, of course now we'll do it again. I will start the day with a morning routine, very important. And I hope that my theory is right, and I hope that this theory will help you as well. Oh yeah, and one last thing, if you want to, you can write into the comments all the actions that you observe yourself, that after these actions you feel like a little bit more lazy. For example, drinking like a sugar drink like Coke, or drinking what is else, like a beer. Maybe you feel a little bit more lazy after that. And maybe also write the actions into the comments that after those actions you feel a little bit more productive, like all the actions that leads to a little bit of wins. If you want to, you can write it into the comments. I would be happy. And yes, okay, this was the video. I hope this advice is kind of useful for you. And yes, but more importantly, as always, let's stop talking and let's start building your dream life.